In a carjacking, a man took off with two infants strapped in their car seats in a Volkswagen in the parking lot of a Florence grocery store. They've identified 33-year-old Jacob Burney, this guy right here. Cops want him on an unrelated felony warrant for attempted stealing. The incident last night triggered an Amber Alert for the two 8-month-old girls. A cousin found them a short time later at 33rd and Hartman. Good evening, I'm Craig DeGrelli.
And I'm Jennifer Griswold. In a situation like this one, time is of the essence. So we wanted to know what criteria police use to determine whether an Amber Alert should be issued. Reporter Andrea Braswell has some answers today. Andrea?
Well, I spoke with the Amber Alert coordinator for the Nebraska State Patrol, and he tells me it's a process. If the initial search for the child and the person of interest is unsuccessful, the police department will then submit information to issue an Amber Alert. Sophia and Alexandra Lewis were missing for nearly 2 hours before they were found. The call was dispatched at 8:02 p.m. Then the Omaha Police Department informed us to get the information out to the public at 8:48 p.m. Then at 8:50, Omaha Police Department was in contact with the Nebraska State Patrol about preparing an Amber Alert. And then at 9:27 p.m., the paperwork was complete to issue the Amber Alert, and it was issued at 9:32 p.m.
It's not a common occurrence for the officer on the street to be able to handle immediately. The officer has to deal with a parent who's just had a child abducted. They have to get information on the vehicle, the child, direction of travel, notify a supervisor in most cases, notify their dispatch, and try to arrange for people to look for this vehicle.
Jeremy McCoy with the Nebraska State Patrol says certain procedures must be completed before the Amber Alert can be made.
Paperwork that has to be filled out by the agency that is requesting the activation of the Amber Alert, so that we have the accurate information to put out to the public. There's also liability forms for the parent or the guardian of the child who's missing to complete as we're issuing information about a juvenile out to the public through the media. We want them to again, be sure of what we're issuing.
This system is used to keep the Amber Alert effective.
It's a lot of verification to ensure that we don't overutilize the Amber Alert system.
The Nebraska State Patrol says it typically takes a half hour to an hour between the time a child is reported missing to when an Amber Alert goes out to the public. Live in studio, Andrea Braswell,